What's happening, guys? I'm Dan. Welcome back to the channel. We're diving into more Michigan craft beer coming from one of my favorite places ever in Marquette, Michigan, guys. It is going to be Barrel and Beam. Yes, I've been to Barrel and Beam. We do business with Barrel and Beam. It's a fantastic place. They have done an amazing job the last several years, really since their beginning. So if you like specialty beers that are a little bit different, let me tell you why they're different. On the back, we pour our hearts into passionate pursuit of naturally carbonated farmhouse ales and ciders. That is their specialty, guys. It's a fact. So I'm kind of laughing a little bit because this is a little bit different than what we're accustomed to seeing, although Barrel and Beam does branch out quite a bit. It's not your normal lager here. We're dealing with a French style lager, and it's called the Monarch. 5.3% ABV. This is kind of outside my realm and wheelhouse. I don't know much about European / French, German lagers. Like, yeah, I have a little bit of expertise, but not a ton, especially if you're calling this French style lager. Not really, it's just not really my cup of tea. I don't get into these very often. There's not that many options either, so shout out to Barrel and Beam for making an option available. So fall in love with our special beers and ciders. Extraordinary is at the heart of what we do. So this is about like $11.99 a 4-pack. Pretty good value here. And Barrel and Beam does fantastic stuff, guys. It's just the facts. So if you have not been there, you should go. When you're in Marquette and you're going to, let's say, Black Rocks, in Oradoc, you need to go to Barrel and Beam. They are one of the best in the game. They just do the farmhouse and the different styles of beer you don't usually get in Michigan really, or in the United States. So are we going to keep talking about beer? So let's get into this one. Really firm can. I don't see a can on date. I think it's been out for quite a few months, if I'm being honest. Really big pop, and again that felt real tight as I opened it, and I've got the proper glassware because yeah, I know Barrel and Beam, man. I love that place. But again, this is outside of my wheelhouse, so I'll do my best to break this one down for you. Pouring a very light golden straw yellow, and then actually as it's accumulating in the glass, it's actually quite hazy, maybe staying more to that style of in Bavaria or whatever. I think it's a beer that's a mix between a Zwickel beer and a Keller beer, if I'm not mistaken. So this looks proper, a little bit of like yeast suspension going on here. It looks like one of their sour or their like ciders, really. But French style lager, nice pillowy soft head sitting on top, really delicate and creamy. It looks good. This looks really good in the glass, and it looks Barrel and Beam-esque. But again, French style lager. Let's see, guys. Let's check this one out. Let's get an aroma. It looks pretty. Let's get an official nose. Kind of grainy, grassy, and fruity. There's this weird like fruity note that's kind of playing into like some toasted grains and toasted malt. It's like bubblegum. It is. It's like a bubblegum pink lemonade kind of juice quality that's playing into the kind of like toasty malts in this beer, and it really kind of like adds a little subtle fruit note that really pops into your nostrils really strongly. It smells like European funk, though. It smells funky. It smells like yeasty and kind of grainy too at the same time. But again, I'm still going to stick that there's like this little bit of grass, toasted malt, and then pink lemonade, bubblegum. Kind of that real little pop just hitting the nose real nice. But I can see that this body's real creamy, guys. Let's dive into this one. The Monarch, Barrel and Beam. Shout out to B&B. Love you guys. So different. It tastes kind of like woody, grainy, grassy. But again, that little fruity note that does pop, that little bubblegum, kind of like estery bubblegum. It almost like a Belgian funk for a second. It's not that, but it comes across that way with this like European funkiness. I always call it the funk, guys. It's not an official term, but it's the Dan term. It feels proper to that region. It feels foreign to me. It feels not American. Like if I opened this up, I'd be like, yeah, this is something from a different country. Absolutely. There's this short burst. Again, I'm going to stick with like this lemonade or pink lemonade, like a bubblegum. And it hits your palate and then it sucks it out. It's gone. You're left with like this dry, like slight floral graininess. a little grass, a little bit of hop profile as well. So there is a little bit of bitterness that's colliding into the fruit note. But that fruit note is just a foregone conclusion. It's gone. It's out of there. You get it more in the nose than you do in the flavor. And again, I feel like you're getting almost like a form of like some sort of like European / Belgian-y yeast strain. It feels that way. It feels very much out of this world, really, or out of this country, I should say, not out of this world. But it's, again, outside of my realm, and I would be confused if I drank this blindly. I'd be like, is this Belgian? Is this Zwickelbeer, Kellerbeer? What is this? Some sort of version of all those three put together? But I will say, here's the big thing about this. This wonderful creamy body just immerses your palate. It's soft, it's delicate. It feels real nice and airy. The drinkability's top notch. It feels like something you could really just put down. It gets drier as you drink it. It gets more crushable as you drink it. And those kind of foreign yeasty esters and the bubblegum funky thing, it kind of fades a little bit and it blends into more of a drinkable lager. But at that, it is, you know, French and foreign, Bavarian, whatever you want to call this. It's very much European and it's very much non-American feeling. But you know, it's although it has this little funk, it's very nice. Like it's a breath of fresh air. It's something different, and it's something we don't get very often. I feel like for this style, it's definitely good. I don't know if this is like a perfect French style lager. Does it feel more German? Does it feel more Austrian? Potentially, I don't know. What is a French style lager, like a Kronenberg? Like I feel like Kronenberg's not as funky as this. I feel like it's not as, just maybe not as foreign. You know what I mean? It feels a little bit more comforting, more like a Kolsch or something. This is good though. This is certainly a good beer. It's fun, and again, I like just talking about it. Like I'm not an expert at this, guys. Like I know a little bit about this, but. Again, it's foreign to me. It's kind of foreign to my palate as well. So I'm just giving you the things that are coming to mind. It feels very much Austrian, Bavarian, German, you know, that realm. I don't know. French, maybe an aspect of it. I don't know. When I drink another one, yes. And again, the yeasty kind of bubblegummy thing, it hangs on. But that like gummy, like lemonade note has faded quite a bit, and you're just left with that like ester, you know, this almost borderline. Again, Belgian-y ester, just kind of coming through. Malty, yeah, not as like super malty as I thought. A touch of floral, a little bit of grass and hop. But at the end of the day, very nice lager, very nice drinkability, and just top-notch creamy mouthfeel. Very good, different, and memorable. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of getting better as I drink it. I love this mouthfeel. It's the best thing about it. Rating, it's hard to rate this beer because I don't know if it's genuine to the style. Someone else needs to educate me. I just don't know. It's probably in that realm, but I can't say. But I do like the flavor, and I do like what it's bringing to the table today. So rating, you know, so different. 3.95 out of 5. Like, I think that's fair. I think this is a good beer, and like some people might hate it, and then I feel like people who love craft beer and beer overseas would like this even more than I do. So 3.95 from D, guys. It's Poor Michigan beer and Poor Michigan reviews. Until next time, cheers, pros, yamas, and if you're gonna drink a beer or pour a beer, Poor Michigan beer.